the vault, high atop the pastoral center of the Diocese of Camden, you're listening to Talking Catholic.
Welcome back to the award-winning Talking Catholic podcast. It's Kari Janisse here. I'm so excited to be here, especially with that new title, and with my good friend, Mike Walsh.
Yeah, it's good to see you, Kari. Welcome on as your first time being here as part of the award-winning podcast. I do promise listeners, I know we talked about it a lot last week with Jen when we had the Bishop Secretaries on, but this is the first time that Kari's been a part of it, that we've been able to talk. And we are going to divulge a little bit more information about our awards, but just in one area with an award she specifically won, as a matter of fact, as part of her Youth Ministry Insights YouTube show. She was recognized. Would you remember what you were recognized for? Yes,
I was recognized third place for Best Video with the Interviewer. That's so right. I was the interviewer, and I was blessed to have on Father Peter Gallagher and Sister Stacy Gagnon talking about vocations.
Yeah.
And it was like the best person that filmed it too, Mike.
I know. The videographer was outstanding.
So good.
Usually, we have John Kalitz record all these things, and he was not available that day, so I had to step in. And
it's impressive.
Now, it's going to kill John. Well, the nice thing is John actually got a big award himself as well. We received an award for Best Diocesan Pastoral Video, I think it was. I can't remember what it is now. But it was related for our diocesan online retreat we had done the year earlier.
Yeah.
I think it was for
Lenten retreat. It was Lenten retreat,
yeah,
yes.
with Father Chris Walsh and Rashara, whose last name I can't remember, I'm sorry, Rashara, who were on as part of that, and we got some accolades for that one too. But we've had these YouTube channels for years.
I know.
And now you are our first award-winning person, so congratulations to you.
Thank you. Yeah, the years fly by, and I was like, wow, we are like 5 seasons in, like 40 episodes plus deep. And to be honest, I did not know these awards really existed for like what I do until I saw it posted, and I was like, that's my name twice. Podcast, and then second place, which is great, and then here for the Youth Ministry Insights, third place. And I was very happy, very honored. A lot of hard work goes into these episodes. You, Mike, doing a lot of work behind the scenes, John Kalitz, and then of course with Sister Stacy and Father Peter. It was great. It was a great award, very humbled, honored, thankful, blessed, all those good things. So.
Well, it meant a lot to me. It genuinely did. It's, when we started the YouTube shows, we were kind of taking a risk to see, we had never done anything like that before. And I tell people this all the time. I was stealing ideas, the premise of it from Ascension Press, as well as Bishop Barron and his Word on Fire. And I was like, there's no reason we couldn't try this here. We have good talent who are very spiritual and really good on camera and chatting with people, and you certainly are one of the best. So it's been, and personally, as the person who runs all this stuff, the one I have to worry about the least in terms of making her deadlines. You hit every single deadline. We appreciate that.
I try, and it's been good. I really have loved every minute of Youth Ministry Insights. It's been fun.
Well,
fun to produce and put together.
Now that you've won third place, what will you be doing to achieve second or first place next season?
I know, I'm going for the gold. Let's go. I know. I was thinking about that. I was like, all right, third. All right, Kari, you gotta get up there to first. So we'll see.
Have you thought? Your next season starts in September. Have you thought about what you're going to do?
I have some ideas rolling around. And I usually like to film my fall season towards the end of August, just to get it, because once the ministry year starts, what kind of coincides with the school year, things really ramp up. Of course, we go year round, but things really ramp up in the fall. So really trying to nail it down for August. So we're in July, so we got a little bit of time.
Got time, sure.
So to be determined.
Yeah. Well, we figure out the podcast sometimes the day before, like we did last week, which is made by last week's podcast was sort of all over. It wasn't really all over the place, but it was a really good conversation. Kari hasn't had a chance to listen to it yet. If you haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, I hope you'll go back into our podcast feed and do it, because the Bishop Secretaries, Dolores, Anna, Susan, are outstanding. It was a great conversation. I did, however, I only got one critique from it, as a matter of fact. And the critique was, Mike, could you really dial back on the self-deprecating stuff so much? You don't have to insult yourself every time you talk.
Noted.
So
because you're award-winning. You don't need to insult yourself. You're award-winning.
Yeah, but I'm also Irish, which means I always have to keep my own humility at a certain level. And the only way to do that is to throw my own insults at myself. But I said, you know what? If it's turning people off, then I really do need to take that into account.
And
so
unlike that podcast an hour before you said, this one was planned. And
this one we've had planned for weeks.
I'm
so
excited. I've been counting down the days. Yes, we got an on-site podcast.
That's right. So we're on the road again, folks. It might sound a little different again. We don't have as much background noise as the last time we were on the news on the road when we recorded another one of our great episodes from the Our Lady of Peace Parish Carnival. That was great. So you heard all the carnival noise in the background, which I was incredibly worried that was going to overtake the audio, but it actually turned out really well.
It's kind of good, yeah. Some screaming, some rides. It was good, and it was a good podcast. Lots of good things going on there.
I was very pleased about that. But we're actually back down in Wildwood again because we're going to do something.
Because it's summer.
It's summer, and we should take advantage of it in our own way. The only time I ever make it to the shore is when I'm working nowadays, so I'll take it as an excuse to get down here.
It's 90 degrees. He's got a tie, pants, long sleeves,
dress shoes, the whole bit.
Yeah. I got a short sleeve shirt on, jeans. I'm ready.
As soon as we get down to this, I'm walking out to the beach and taking my traditional picture of me in my dress shoes at the beach in the summertime. So sad.
Can't wait to see it.
But it's last year, one of our great episodes, again, thanks to you, was a conversation we had at a restaurant near here. We were talking about to the owners about their own sort of spiritual journey, but also talking about what it's like to be an owner and a business owner and a Catholic at the shore, and you know, kind of what kind of it goes into that. And we did a little taste testing as well, so we had the opportunity to do it again. Once again, thankful to your relationship with the pastor down here.
Yeah, I tried to make it happen.
So we've had him on before, but I think this is the first time we've had him on as the pastor of Notre Dame de la Mer Parish,
I think that's correct, yeah.
So who's with us today?
So we have Father Mazzarella, a.k.a. Father Mazz, who's here with us. Say hi, Father.
Hi, Kari. Mike, how are you? Great to be here.
This is nice. You seem to have taken to shore living over the last year.
Yes, definitely. It's definitely grown on me. As they say down here, what's not to like? It's beautiful, beautiful sunrises, sunsets, and everything in between. And the weather, especially in the summer, is beautiful with the breeze, like today. Yeah.
So you've been down here just about a year, Father.
A little over
Justin,
a year. Yep.
To 2 churches, 1 parish. How's that been for you, coming from, where there's trees and no ocean and
I miss
sand?
the trees sometimes. When I get really the need to see trees, I go up the Parkway and the Expressway, and I'm back into the jungle of Atlantic and Gloucester County. But it's nice. It's beautiful down here. It's been a little over a year. The parish is wonderful, although I feel every parish is fantastic. Our people are just great. Down here, the specificity is, of course, the shore and the people coming down in the summer and big crowds, and having 2 churches, 2 very large churches with a lot of people coming to masses.
Yeah, 2 of the largest in the diocese. I mean, enormous. We actually when we had ordained 5 priests earlier this year, there was actually some talk about doing it at St. Anne's in Wildwood.
That's right.
That was a good idea.
It's the largest church in the diocese.
It's the largest church. It's not a cathedral. I think there may be 2 others that are cathedral churches. So our St. Anne's holds, with the balcony, 2,200 people. So that's enormous. And the Assumption Church holds 1,500 people, which I call the baby church. The problem always, though, down here, which is probably a factor with maybe having something like an ordination, when a lot of people are here, is parking. Yeah. It's really hard sometimes to accommodate people that way. But, again, it's wonderful, and it's great to be here.
I was going to say, I probably shouldn't say this on air, but the parking is clutch when you know the pastor and you're going to the boardwalk. Like, Father, can I park in your parking lot and not have to pay for it?
Do you know, Kari, that I know every single pastor at the Jersey Shore of all of our Jersey Shore? I believe it. And yet I have never once asked them to pay.
I've done it in Ocean City and now in Mildwood.
I know. And I think they all like me. And
shame.
I never think
Kari's not afraid to ask.
No shame at all. Yeah.
Ask and you shall receive.
Exactly.
That's her theme.
It's been good.
She got it from a big guy, really important
somebody
guy.
I know.
Exactly, right. Well, Father Mazz, this is always a treat for us, and as a little promo for the rest of the summer, I will also encourage people that one of the big events takes place August 15th, 14th in Wildwood, 15th in Atlantic City and the rest of the shores. But 14th in Wildwood, we have the Feast of the Assumption and the Wedding of the Sea.
Exactly.
Right.
So it falls on the vigil on Sunday. So we'll have it at 4:30, as we always do. A beautiful mass, beautiful music, and a wonderful procession with the Blessed Mother statue out to the ocean, where the bishop will bless the sea. And it's going to be very nice. So we welcome people to come down. This unforgettable event, really.
It's one of my top 5 events in the diocese, and it's the
might
only.
be top 3 for me.
Well, I'll tell you that the photographers ask me every single year, like, "Oh, are you covering the Weddings of the Sea, or do you want one of us to do it?" And I'm like, "No, I'm going. It's the only time I get to the beach." So yes, I'm going shooting on myself. So I will be here, both in Wildwood on the 14th and in Atlantic City on the 15th.
Yeah.
And the one in Atlantic City is at noon at St. Tolentine Parish in Atlantic City, or St. Nicholas Tolentine Church. I'm doing this all from memory. St. Nicholas Tolentine Church on Atlantic in Atlantic City, and at noon, and then there will be a procession to the shore from there. I believe Bishop Sullivan will be at both of them. However, each parish nowadays has, that I'm aware of, each shore parish actually does have their own version of the ceremony with their pastor. So if you can't make it to one of those 2 locations and you really want to go, I have a feeling you can check out your parish elsewhere.
Yeah, Summers Point, Ocean City. You pick one.
Avalon, Stone Harbor, Cape Bay. They all did them. I know they all did them last year. So anyway.
Very nice.
Maybe even Brigantine too. I'll have to check. I'll double check.
And CIL, I think.
And CIL. Yes, CIL did it as well.
Wow.
Yeah, they
Look
listen.
at that. Got your pick, people.
Yeah, but come to the one in Wildwood, honestly, because I will admit that that's my favorite one.
Stopping the tram car and all the people across the boardwalk to process with Our Lady, you can't beat that.
Well, and there's a lot of pomp and circumstance when they do it. There's a lot of flags flying. It's in the evening or the late afternoon.
Beautiful
so
sunset.
You get that golden hour photo. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So hopefully we've never had one rained out, so hopefully we'll keep that
Praise
going.
God.
Yeah. So that's our promo for Wedding of the Sea and coming down on the 14th, which happens to be, by the way, my wedding anniversary every year, and I still come down. So the only one I missed was for my 20th. That's the only one.
So no excuse, everybody else.
Exactly. So we want to introduce our other guest that we have today. We mentioned before that we like to come down and meet with a restaurateur every year to do a little food tasting. And it's not just because I weigh 262 pounds. It's also because we like to promote our Catholic business owners. So we have a guest with us today, and we're at their restaurant. So, Kari, who do we have?
We are here at Carini's, located in Wildwood Crest, and we are here with John Carini. So welcome, John.
Hi, Kari.
Giovanni.
Mike, Giovanni. Yep.
Giovanni, if we're going to go Italian.
Yep. Thanks for having me. And here I'm here at Carini Restaurant at 9854 Pacific Avenue in Wildwood Crest. I've been here in Wildwood Crest 39 years. I came here in 1985. And with my family, we had a business, family with my father, my mom. I was a kid, 13 years old at that time. And I started cooking on a grill for 11 years at Sal's Pizza in Wildwood Crest. Yeah. That was my first adventure for 11 years. So then after that, I opened up a big restaurant, it was called Little Italy in Wildwood Crest as well. I was the former owner and the chef over there too for 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've been cooking all my life. So I kind of retired from that 6 years ago. But then my uncle had to retire from this business because he started the same time we started with my father, 1985. And he's 71, so he had to retire. So I moved back into the restaurant business again. I'm here now in Carini Restaurant in Wildwood Crest. This is my second season.
Oh, so this is a fairly new restaurant.
It's been here. It was a family before.
Okay.
With my uncle and my father started in 1985.
Oh, right. Okay.
But then they split up. So we had, everybody had their own business. And
So
my uncle had to retire because he couldn't do anymore. So I took over his spot back in
Was
the
it called
restaurant again.
Carini's then?
It was
Still
called
always
Carini's then. Yeah, Carini is the name of the town in Sicily that we're from.
And your last name is a different.
My last name is Sanzone.
Oh,
Sounds
I'm so sorry. I
Yes.
thought it was Carini.
I thought
this
it was
whole
to be
time.
actually honest with you.
No, Carini is the name of the town. Like, it's about
Well,
10
I
minutes
apologize to our listeners and to you right on air. I had it wrong.
Right, Carini's is the town
away. Yep,
in Sicily.
it's 10 minutes away from Palermo.
Oh, okay. I got to change your contact to my phone.
That's it.
All wrong. I apologize.
Yeah,
for
so
that.
I've been doing this about 39 years. I've been cooking.
Well,
And
Wow.
before that, my cooking is based on traditional cooking from family, from my mother, grandmother. You know, it's all traditional, basically, learned from
Yeah.
the family,
It's the
from
best
back
way.
home. Yeah.
well, as Kari certainly knows, and I've talked about this on our podcast many times over. I love working with people who have restaurant background because you learn. You learn it's every day is crisis. It's a crisis. Something that you got to deal with. Patrons, food. There's always something going on, and the people who can juggle all that stuff are very great people to put in your employee. So I love having conversations with restaurateurs and people who've been doing it forever. Let me ask you, in those early days, was it something you gravitated to because it was the family business, or like when did you fall in love with it?
I always like to cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
So it's my passion, basically.
Oh, I love that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That makes
so
me
it's,
happy.
God gave me a gift. I have a good taste, and I like to give it to everybody else. And I like everybody to try and let me know if they like it. I never told anybody it's good until you told me. Yeah.
Good way to look at it.
That's an honest way to look
Yeah,
at it. I
very
like that
honest.
a lot. So Carini's sort of specialized. You mentioned before it's a lot of foods. It's for family foods. When people are coming here, I know it's a pretty big menu. It's a pretty solid menu, and you have something for everybody on there. I mean, right down to the burgers.
We do. We have pizzas. We have pasta. We do steaks. We do all kinds of seafood. We do a bunch of different salads. And, we cater to everybody, basically, from gluten-free also.
Happy about that.
Kari's so happy.
It's pretty extensive menu.
Yeah, I've eaten here a few
extensive
times
menu.
already.
Great choices.
It's very, very, very extensive, very good, and very good gluten-free.
Thank you. Yeah, we do rollatini appetizer, fried calamaris. We do, different pasta, traditional pasta, puttanesca.
Yeah.
We do a pesto southern. It's like a tomato with basil instead of the northern pesto genovese is the green one. So we do a traditional one from back home.
Okay.
Yeah, so we change it around, a little different, more traditional.
And is this
Yeah,
restaurant something open all year round, or just for the summer crowd
We're
that comes
open
down?
10 months of the year. We close in January and then open back at the end of February.
Is that when you go back to Italy and visit?
No, unfortunately, I have my kids in college, so
No,
I'm
no,
kind of
no.
stuck here. And I have them at school still. They're still going to school. I
Yeah.
have 3 boys.
Oh,
Me and my
nice.
wife, Sandy.
Are they at Wildwood Catholic or in the public school?
No,
or-
they didn't want to go to Wildwood Catholic. They went to public school because their friends went to public, so
That happens.
they wanted to go there.
The friend. I just had a conversation with our own schools department, some of the folks from the schools, and I was asking, I was like, for you people who work in the schools on a daily basis, how important is it to, like, for the kids amongst themselves, like, encourage people to come to one school or another school? And they go, Mike, it's actually maybe the most important thing. So, if your kids go to one school and your parents are trying to get you to go to another, I never quite
It's
realized
all
this.
about them, their friends.
Oh, well, the thing is I didn't give my son a choice. He was like, he's now been to 2 schools, and they were the ones I kind of dictated. I will admit he's going to high school this year. We did give him a little bit of input, but ultimately he was going to go where we were told him to go. But yeah, apparently that's a thing nowadays where parents are very open to listening to their parents or to their kids as to where they're going to go.
You want them happy. And
Yeah, you
if
want the
they-
kids to be happy where they go. Originally, we wanted to have them go to Wildwood Catholic.
Yeah.
So we signed them up. We went over there,
Oh,
but
wow.
then I said, no, my friends go over there. They different sports they do. So they just decided they wanted to go to public school. But you got to make them happy.
And I respect that.
'cause-
I will I will tell you, though, that as a PR guy who works for our schools, I've already decided that we're going to start using our kids as no, I don't mean it in a pejorative way, but we're going to be encouraging our kids the students to start encouraging their friends to come to the school. Like that was just
positive peer pressure.
Exactly, which is also why I was explaining to our schools the importance of TikTok.
Yes, I heard about that conversation.
Oh, did you really?
Yes, I did.
Like, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot she was there. Yeah.
Yep.
I said that to everybody. It's like, listen, you have to use the tools that are available to you, and if that's where the kids are, I know that people have a lot of concerns about Instagram and TikTok, and I certainly have concerns with that too. But that's up to parenting and making sure you're teaching your kids right. But the tools themselves, you use the tools that are available to you. So in this case, person to person on the kids themselves, then they should be doing that. So John is giving us an excellent example of what to do. It's a shame that it didn't work out for our local Wildwood Catholic school, but I have a feeling Father Mazz can probably work him over for a little while.
We're working on it.
That's it.
John's a great guy, great Catholic, and him and his family, and even a lot of the workers here are at Mass very early Sunday morning before they come into work. So it's really beautiful. A few of them are in the RCIA program at college.
Yep.
A few of your workers up at Montclair. And
nice.
They're loving it and learning a lot about the faith. So it's a very, very friendly, positive, faith-filled environment here in this restaurant.
Yeah, we're family-oriented. We treat everybody like family.
Yeah.
We're not like bosses. We're part of the crew.
Important.
Yeah.
So they see it. You work with them, and they work with you.
I like
that's
that.
That's the
really
main
important.
point, to be part of the group.
And to your point, Father Mazz, the sense of community as well. I have to imagine this is important for a restaurateur as well, but to be an active part of the community, so people see you out there and they get to know you, and you make relationships and friendships. Like, for instance, in your years of owning restaurants, I have to imagine, is it the regulars that keep a place like that open, even if they're from other parts of the state?
Keep me busy here.
Yeah,
we have a lot of locals. A lot of people know me. I've been here 39 years, so I have a lot of followers that follow me. Because when I closed, people were complaining because I closed. I left the other place, the other restaurant. Then when I came back here, everybody started finding out, and so they were all coming this way again. And they were happy to see me again, back in the kitchen again.
That's nice.
That's good.
And you meet a lot of people. We have a lot of friends.
Yeah. Do you live around here?
I live 2 blocks away. In Jefferson.
So you walk to work?
Actually, I drive because I need to go to the bank.
Quick,
I got to run right away,
yep.
so I need a vehicle to do something. Run an errand.
Plus in the summer, it's hot. I can understand that. Now, Father, what brought you here? What drew you? I know you're obviously down here, living in the Crest at the parish. But what drew you to this restaurant?
We don't have a cook at the rectory, so food primarily brought me here. And I like this area of the Crest very much. It's a little more quieter.
It is peaceful.
Peaceful. Less traffic, less congestion. So as soon as I came here, I just was spotting everything out, looking where the restaurants are, where the stores are, and like grocery stores or food markets. And there's not that many down here at the Crest. It's not as business oriented as the center of Wildwood, for sure, maybe even North Wildwood to a degree. But that's kind of residential too, North Wildwood. But here I discovered Carini's, and that was it. I knew it was a great place. The parking is great, which is a big deal, especially in the summer. You can get in and out extremely easily. I think maybe it's since kind of towards the edge, and probably you can answer this too, the edge of the Crest, almost over the bridge in Cape May. Maybe a lot of people forget about this part of the island, that doesn't
know
that it's here, that kind of thing, right?
A lot of people towards the end, they don't realize that it's the same island,
right?
But it looks different.
It does.
The Wildwood Crest and all the way down towards Cape May, it's a different scenery.
Yeah, different scenery.
It's a little more quieter, a little more peaceful.
I'm not going to...
And the beaches are nice, gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to walk.
Free.
They're a little narrower.
4 blocks away.
Narrower, yep.
Yeah.
I've stayed in Wildwood my whole life, every summer pretty much growing up. It was always in North Wildwood and regular Wildwood, right off the boardwalk, in hotel, motel.
And you gotta walk 3 blocks to get to the beach.
Oh my gosh, my dad complaining. this summer I will be seeing you in August because I have 2 weeks in Wildwood Crest, and I am so excited to be in the Crest for the very first time of my life. But there's something after being down here, visiting Father at the parish for a couple masses, and seeing how beautiful it is in the Crest. You're in a gorgeous area, and
it is a
right
gorgeous
near
area,
Cape May.
yes.
I came over the bridge coming in. I don't know what that bridge is called over there, but I came over that bridge over there.
We call it Cape May Bridge.
Cape May Bridge.
Cape May,
That's the way it took me, and I was like, oh, I never came in this way. This is beautiful. So I was very excited to come to this area and drive in
That's
this
why I've
afternoon.
been 39 years in Wildwood Crest.
I was telling Father Mazz before we got started that I was a newspaper reporter down here for the Wildwood
remember.
Leader and the Gazettes. And so I lived at 19th and basically the boardwalk in this little hovel that's no longer there. It was torn down and raised for a hotel. But yeah, so I was down here all the time, and it was the same thing that because I was covering stuff, I was working for the newspaper, I covered a ton of stuff in North Wildwood, I covered a ton of stuff in Wildwood Center, and then a lot, believe it or not, a lot in West Wildwood, which everyone forgets exists, which is this little 4-block town into itself.
Yeah, it's tiny.
It's a little tiny town, and then you have the Crest. But it was the same deal. Because it's so residential down here, the only time I would come down here was for the occasional restaurant review and the occasional new business opening up. So I would cover that. Other than that, I would never make it down here. And I missed out the 2 years I lived down here.
You missed out.
I missed out because I never came down to the beaches. I never did any of that stuff because I grew up in the Ocean City, the town of Ocean City. That was our vacation place. So I tried to avoid Wildwood like the plague, even when I lived here. And now I come down here and I go, boy, was that a mistake.
Time to make some vacations at Wildwood Crest and dine at Carini's.
We have a number of friends who have vacation houses down here or second houses down here, and they're the
So
same
nice,
way.
yeah.
It's a great place. So this is a little, for the town of Wildwood as well, and Wildwood Crest and North Wildwood, we encourage people to come down. So, you should do that. I'm very happy to hear you're doing 2 weeks down here.
So excited for it.
Does that mean I'm not going to be able to get you to record any podcasts over those 2 weeks?
Correct.
Okay.
I'm off duty. I'm on vacation.
And of course, our parish is the whole island, so both churches,
Yes.
and we really, try to keep everything as united. It was 2 parishes, the Crest and then up St. Anne's, but now it's 1 parish, and it's a good unified feeling. The whole island is just really very, very beautiful with a lot going on, especially in the summer. A lot. Every
imagine.
weekend, activities galore.
All the other parishes are, inland, are relaxed in the summer. Down here, picks up everything. You're just working twice as hard for sure.
Well, how many masses do you have on the weekends?
Well, we have 2 churches. So in the one church, there's 3 masses that holds 1,500 people, 1 Saturday night, 2 Sunday. But at St. Anne's in the center with a maybe greater population, we have a Saturday night, Sunday morning at 7, at 8:30, at 10:30, and the 7 p.m. in Spanish.
Wow. That's a lot of people you're seeing come through those doors every weekend.
A lot of masses.
It sure is.
2 priests.
Well, we get some help.
That's the other thing about being a shore mass, a shore parish.
Everybody wants to come help.
There's a lot of retired priests that live in the area, so they've been very generous and gracious with their time.
Sure.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, Father, and I had this great question to ask you, and then it popped out of my head. So I'm dancing right now in the hopes that it will come back into my head so I can ask the question, and it's not there yet.
It'll come back.
No, you better ask him a question because it was a really good question.
Father, what's your favorite thing on the menu here?
It's hard to say because I love so many things. I love the pasta, all kinds of it. I love the grilled chicken. I often get that. And the pizza is wonderful. And I think one of the most proud things for me and happiest is that I often bring people here who are visiting from different places. Kari and other.
Basically every week.
Right.
That sounds about right for Father Mazz and his restaurant.
Want to see. They always want to see where I live and the churches, and this is just so convenient. First of all, and so beautiful, and but the food is so great and so reasonable, extremely reasonable.
That's important.
That's very important.
Oh, nowadays it is. Yeah.
When people come, and whether adults or children, I can absolutely know for sure they're going to have a great meal no matter what they choose.
I also want to add the portion sizes are amazing, huge. I've always come home with a box, and it's like 1 to 2 meals
Always,
after. I've eaten here probably about 3 or 4 times now, and always one home with extra. And I'm gluten free. I can't speak to it, but I know you've spoken to the rolls, and other people love the dinner, the rolls that come out with
Yeah,
it.
we have a roll, but it's a company I don't make. I used to make rolls.
Okay.
But, bread at the other restaurants, it's just a lot of work.
Sure.
But I got a company that I get it from, and they do a really nice semolina roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good.
And
You
it
put
comes
in the
out
oven,
warm.
comes out crusty, nice, crunchy,
I tell everybody,
and everybody likes the rolls. Yes.
that people can, depending on the bread a place has, you can live and die with it. Because if they offer bad bread, like I just won't go back. I hate, and I will eat all the gluten. So that's
It's all about the rolls. I know my son enjoyed it when he was here the one time.
If you don't have good at rolls in an Italian restaurant, it's not good.
Yeah, no, you should just pack it up.
Bread is the main thing, that you get first.
Yeah.
Especially when you're, I mean, we've said this for years. I mean, we're all in the greater Philadelphia area. And like, whenever you have the discussion on about a cheesesteak, it's always like, it starts with the roll. If it's a good roll, you'll have a good cheesesteak. The meat is not as important as the roll in that regard. Although I do just remember what I was going to ask Father, so I'm going to.
See, we got you.
Because
All right.
we're getting in the,
Back in.
we're
Let's
talking
go.
about food. And I haven't had lunch yet. I'm really hungry, so we are going to have our taste testing very soon. But I did want to say to Father the thing I was going to warn you about. Now that you've been here a year, and people are starting to know you. Every single time I've been down here in the last 6 years, the people, the mayors in particular, complain to the bishop, usually during the Feast of the Assumption Mass, about the fact that, excuse me, Bishop, but we are used to having Monsignors around here, so we're going to have to ask you to make Father a Monsignor. So I'm just warning you that you're going to get that request and complain. Bishop is, every time he's here, he hears it, he knows. So the mayors are very on board with getting Father to be a Monsignor.
Get that title.
And personally, I've been telling the Vicar General the same thing for years because it's never happened in the time I've been here as the Director of Communications.
They kind of stopped it.
And there's a reason why. It has nothing to do with the Bishop of Camden.
No.
It has more to do with the Bishop of Rome.
Right.
But it's great press when you can finally do that. So just so you know, I'm pushing you, Father.
Okay.
So,
All right.
whether you want it or not,
You're in my court.
I'm working
Okay.
on it.
That would
so.
sound cool, though. Monsignor Mazz.
Yeah.
That would be so cool.
There's
M, M squared.
There's a
M
little
squared.
alliteration there. It's just funny every time I'm here for the Wedding of the Sea, and the mayor says it every single time.
Yeah.
So good. And it doesn't matter which mayor it is, because it's usually they do like one of them will come and do a special presentation at Mass,
yes.
and it's usually the mayor of West Wild I think the one has said it every single time, but the other ones have said it as well. So there is a bunch of food over on a
my
nearby
stomach's growling.
tail, and I feel like we would be doing a disservice to both John and the listeners if we didn't try some of it. So let's do it in stages, and I'll go over and pick it up and bring it over. And if John could sort of, or John could,
he'll bring it.
If John could kind of explain what it is he's bringing to us. So this is definitely for Kari first.
This
not
looks
a carb on it.
The Sicilian salad. It's got the artichoke, roasted peppers. It's got the olives, black olive pitted.
Oh, that looks
tomato,
amazing.
lettuce, and in the balsamic vinaigrette, we make our own dressing.
And what I always like about a good salad is if it looks good, and that is an Italian salad right there.
That is so amazing.
That is red, white, and green. All right, so let's see.
I think we need.
Okay, let's.
Get utensils.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, so yes, it's so green, so beautiful. And this is, did you say just oil and vinegar or vinaigrette?
It's balsamic vinaigrette.
Balsamic vinaigrette. Perfect.
And there's no gluten. So.
Yeah, I know. I can tell. Like all the good stuff.
No, well, I also say there's a beautiful looking pizza over there, so don't you worry.
We got a nice margarita.
That's coming. Yeah.
We'll get to that in a second. I want to try the salad first because it really does.
Try this. I love a good salad. Do some of your meals come with salad, like a house salad?
All the meals here at Carini Restaurants comes with salad and bread.
Okay.
Yeah, every meal we put salad and bread.
That's perfect.
Yes.
That's a great way to run a restaurant.
Well, I very rarely. I'm going to have to rely on you, Kari, in this regard.
Oh, I'm a salad connoisseur.
Right. Whereas I will admit that I'm usually the guy that goes out of his way to somehow miss the salad course.
All right, so I'll go first.
So yeah, just do it. Don't eat on mic, but definitely talk.
I know, because we got like crunchy romaine lettuce.
Yeah, some people really don't like it when they hear a person eating on the microphone, which somehow we were able to avoid the last time we did this.
Maybe in part because they're not eating.
Well,
they
that
would
might-
like to
yeah.
be.
Making them hungry.
That may have something to do with
This
it.
is delicious. It is so fresh. It's as if you picked the tomatoes off plant in the back. Do you grow your own tomatoes here?
I do have a garden in the back, but it's for me though.
I don't blame you on that
Yeah,
one.
we do grow like tomatoes, and we have eggplants, Sicilian eggplants. We have Italian cuguzzas, we call it. It's a long squash.
It's
And then we have
delicious.
string beans. I grow my own stuff for the house, basically.
That's
yeah.
nice, and that's good, and it's all sufficient.
And you know, this has a nice, I'm having a hard, it's got a nice salty flavor to it. So that's always good, which I think is coming from the cheese. But the olives are outstanding. What kind of olives are they?
They're Kalamata olives, peated.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, so no pits. Oh, my
No
son would
pits,
love
nope.
these because I'm always like, don't eat the olives. He got to have a 4-year-old. You're gonna choke on the pit. But he loves olives. I should bring him
loves
some
olives,
home.
Okay.
I mean, I might not be able to finish the rest of the podcast
It's
because I'm
excellent.
chewing.
Well, you're okay because we have 3 other things. I think at least 2 of them have carbohydrates as a part of it. So
All right,
you
bring
might-
out another car. Bring out a carb one.
No,
You want a carb
hold
one?
on. I'm going to get through this plate and then we'll
okay,
make some room.
you're still going.
Did you say that this is artichoke?
That's all.
yeah, these are marinated artichokes.
Well, hold on.
And you know, some people shy away from artichokes in general.
The artichokes are
This
healthy.
is yeah.
You know,
And
they're good for you.
Sometimes they can taste like a little, I don't know,
Bitter.
bitter.
It's
I don't even
got-
want to say fishy if that's the right
It's got
word,
their
but
own
this is
flavor, artichoke, usually. These are
delicious.
marinated, so they're not as...
kind of changes it.
Yeah, but when you eat them you cook your own, they have like a Swedish flavor. But it's his own flavor. It's really...
Yeah, it's not an artichoke flavor.
No, because they're marinated, yeah. So they
It's
change. It
delicious.
changes a little bit.
Delicious, wonderful.
Actually, I think that's the best artichoke I've ever eaten in my entire life. Though I will tell you that's a low bar because I'm also pretty sure that's the first artichoke I've ever eaten in my entire
That is a
life.
very low bar.
I grew up in a farm, or I didn't grow up on a farm, but I grew up in farm country where it was pretty much meat and potatoes. We were very Irish in our stuff. My mom did her best, but with limited success. However, if she heard what I was eating right now, every time I come home and I tell her, or come, stop to see her or something like that, and I tell her what I've eaten or something like that, and she's like, Mike, I don't know what happened to you. Because, is that? Oh man, that looks really good. Okay.
Well,
All right.
I grew up in an Italian family on my dad's side, Palmieri being my maiden name. And every Christmas Eve, we have the 7 fishes and the antipasto. And so the olives and the artichokes are reminiscent of this, but it's just so much better when, like, not just raw artichoke and salami just raw. This is nicely put together. It's also beautiful looking, the variety of colors and everything, just so
Now,
delicious.
would this be like, do you do it family style? Would this be this?
This is for 2 to 3 people.
Okay.
Wow.
We only have one size, and we just told it's on the menu. It says it's 2 to 3 people.
This is more like
A lot of people just
5
get
to
it
8
as a
people.
meal.
That's
They
huge.
just get it as
Yeah.
a meal usually. A lot of the people.
Yeah, my
This is
wife is
big.
going to be very upset that she's not here right now.
you can bring us some home. There's plenty here. As we said, you go home with food.
First of all, you should know better than when you bring a priest out to eat with you. The priest is the one that leaves with all the food, especially this one that we found out doesn't have a cook
No
at his
cook.
place.
Well,
Now
he'll
I-
get
now
some
I
of
feel
it, but
real bad.
I'm calling
The
dibs
priests
on this
always
corner.
know where the priests always know where the good restaurants are. for
That is
sure.
very true.
That is
That's
facts.
true.
Facts.
Tell them about your bruschetta. That's an appetizer. It's the best bruschetta I've ever tasted in my life. It's a little different, and unique.
Bruschetta it's a traditional dish that we do in Italy also because we're in Sicily. We grow a lot of places that grow tomato there.
Yes.
So we chop the tomato and we season with olive oil, salt and pepper, a little garlic, and basil. And then we toss it, and then we toast the bread. We cut and toasted it in the oven, like on a barbecue, and then toast it in the oven, and we top it with that. But you got to use extra virgin olive oil when you mix it.
Oh, yeah.
That's what makes it too. And it's a very nice,
I can see why
light
that.
dish.
I can see why that would be
Appetizer.
particularly good because so many times I see it's just tomato on top of a dried out piece of bread.
Right.
That is what you just described is completely
Yeah, we
different.
see-
And
we
isn't
put
there
basil and olive oil.
a layer of cheese too?
And we sprinkle some shaved Parmesan cheese on top.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
clutch
so the
right
tomato
there.
and the cheese, it gives a nicer creamy flavor.
And for you, Kari, just think of the bread as a plate and just open your mouth
Scrape
and
it
dump
right
it off,
off.
and then scrape it right
Yep,
off.
that's what I do.
Oh, really? Is that
And then,
really what you do?
like, usually if I'm with Phil or John Paul, I'm like, here's the bread. I just ate all the goods. Yeah, I would scrape that off.
I got news for you. That little technique you're using with your son lasts for forever because my son still
yeah.
steals croutons out of everybody's salad.
Exactly.
just turned 14.
I got a long way to go. I'm excited for it. I eat the goods. Although he does love bruschetta as well. He loves it, and he's eaten it here too, and he's enjoyed it.
Well, that's good that you're teaching your son well, as opposed to me, who fought tooth and nail for most of my life from not eating vegetables. That's only, I think, the second olive I've ever had in my life, too.
We're broadening Mike's horizons in food here today.
I learn everything on the job, so that's not far from the truth. But let's try that one, since we don't have a ton of time left. We got about 15 minutes left.
You want to try the pizza next?
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Yeah, margherita.
Yeah.
Father, this is one of your favorites as well.
It is.
Right?
It is, yes.
All right. I know you, because I remember being here with you one time and you ordered. I'm going to make a little bit more.
Don't take it away too
Don't
fast.
take the salad yet.
You gotta.
I'm going to lose my
Hold on.
hands here.
I know.
All right,
it's
go,
rough.
go.
There's
Next, make room for the gluten.
Okay, no. Well, that
Take a
scrape this
picture.
that yeah. Hold on. Where's my phone?
No, I'm not
at?
scraping
Let me get a
this,
picture.
but it looks beautiful.
That is stunning. Genuinely stunning.
It's.
The
We have a
margherita.
full-size pizza here. Yep.
Yeah, the margherita that we make it here at Carini Restaurants is we use Summertime with plum tomato. We squeeze it by hand, and then we season it with a touch of olive oil and basil and salt and pepper. And then we put it, we make the pizza, we put it on a pizza, and then we use fresh mozzarella on top. And we bake it in the oven and sprinkle with more fresh basil. It's really nice. That's how we make the pizzas in Italy. One of the main pizzas.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Now I've heard like different things. I've been to Italy a few times, never Sicily, but that the pizza is different in America than it is in Italy.
What makes it different in Sicily, the pizza, the flour is a better flavor down there. Their flour is more natural
Makes
than
sense.
the flour that we have here in the United States.
Yeah. Did you ship it over for your pizzas? Are you able
No,
to do
I
that?
use it here from Pillsbury's, not Pillsbury. We use So Strong
Okay.
flour.
So
And,
is it close? Or
Nah,
is
I like
better
the
there?
Italian flour better
Yeah,
because
it's
when we
better.
go to Sicily, I do make pizzas there, and it's just it's a different flour. It's
Is
kinda,
it easier to work with, or
No,
does it
it's
make a
just
difference?
similar.
Same, just the taste.
Similar,
The taste.
yeah.
All right, Mike's going crazy.
No.
over here.
What I was going to tell you was you're going to have to carry the rest of the episode because
Mike checked out.
If-
He's
if
eating
everyone-
the pizza.
I hope people will appreciate the fact that I'm not talking much at this point because
This is my favorite pizza here. It's amazing.
Margherita.
Yes.
it is phenomenal. It is the
It
perfect.
smells so good.
Well, okay, so to your point.
Back to my salad.
So to your point, Kari, about it looking how it looks. First of all, it's perfect. It's the most beautiful pizza I've ever seen in my entire life. It looks like every Italian pizza I've ever seen on any travel eating show in my life. It's a little singed on the sides, but not blackened. The way the cheese is melted across is beautiful. Putting the basil on so many restaurants.
It's aesthetic. It's very aesthetic.
It's not, but it adds something to it too. It's beautiful to look at, but more importantly, you have to make sure you put it on after the pizza comes out, or else it burns. This is nice and fresh, and it's got this nice sweetness to it. Without
Is that the sauce?
It is, yeah. The sauce has this nice sweetness to it. The mozzarella is delicious, and then the crust itself. It is it's right in between a normal thickness and like a thin crust. So it's perfectly crispy and it holds up. Like, look at that. Like no bit. Like when I
Let me
pick,
get a
I've
picture.
already.
Mike is holding it.
Well, this doesn't really count at this point because I've eaten half of it. But it's. Oh man, sir, you know how to make a pizza.
Wow, Mike, you
Thank
are
you.
a
Mike
food
calls this to take it home.
connoisseur.
I
I've never
love it.
heard you speak like this.
Kari knows
Only when we're sampling foods, it comes out.
that is true. But it is really good and it's authentic. And the nice place, we didn't mention this earlier, but we should. The nice thing about Carini's is it's a great restaurant, but it's a hybrid restaurant. So you have like 2 or 3 seating stations on the left. If you're looking at it, you have like 2 or 3 seating stations on the left, and you can fit a lot of people in here. It looks like, but it's also a straight up pizza joint on the other side too.
Yes, we do both. We do a restaurant, and also we have the pizzeria side, so we do pizzas and
You do a lot of
sandwiches.
takeout, right?
We do a lot of takeouts, yeah.
Delivery at all?
Yep, we do delivery as well.
Nice.
Yeah, takeout, delivery, pick up.
Do you go all the way up the island or
Only
certain area?
Wildwoods.
Just the Wildwoods.
Just the Wildwoods, yeah.
Okay. Do you get calls from the outside often?
We do.
or-
We get people from Cape May. We
Yeah.
get people from Rio Grande, but
You tell them
it's
no.
hard to go
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah.
It's too much.
All right, seriously. You're not when you're doing a food tasting. You're not supposed to finish the plate.
Mike is
I'm
going
eating-
all in. He's about to take a second piece.
I'm eating this entire
Well,
slice.
I think
and then
Father's
we'll-
on his second piece.
I'm on my
right?
second piece.
for your other meal.
Well, I don't have to worry about dinner tonight. I'll tell you that. But there are two other things we do want to get to. So as soon, but I'm not stopping. So as soon as we finish this, we'll get to the other
You
things.
could start. Yeah, maybe we start switching it out. And
But
get the
just
next
before,
one ready.
before you take that away, do you? So how many people can you fit in here for dinner? Or
We can
lunch?
fit about 135 people
Okay.
for dinner.
And you're open lunch and dinner?
We open for lunch and for dinners, yes.
Okay.
And we do delivery, pick up, and
And your hours are what?
we're opening 11 o'clock until 10 o'clock at night.
7 days a week.
7 days a week, yes.
Oh, that's great. Some restaurants take off like a Monday, but you just go.
Not. They did it last year with the COVID. A lot
Okay.
of places. And, you know, I was lucky to stay open, even though it was very hard to run the
I
business.
imagine. Yeah.
And a lot of places did close Mondays. I think even now, some places are still closing Monday because there's a lot of issue with employees still.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks
Yeah.
Has that affected you?
good.
I did, yeah. You know, because when I took
Employees.
over, we couldn't do any dining room. That was 2 years ago. So we only had takeout, but we did well, thank God. And then the year after, we did dining room and takeout, but the dining room still wasn't, because a lot of people still were scared to come out, you know, and eating with the public. But this year, it's different. We have a lot more people coming out and eating out.
And one more question about your business. Do you do banquets, private parties?
Yeah, we do private party banquets. We do catering out too.
Nice.
We cater to people's also as well.
Okay, so you got it all here at Carini's.
Yep. We
Very
do it all.
good.
All right.
Yep, let's
I
talk about this
finished-
delicious dish.
I finished my slice of pizza. We can move on to the next
This
thing.
dish is called chicken alla Vincenzo. It's a sauteed chicken, and it's got shrimp, crab meat, tomatoes, and basil, and a lemon and wine sauce.
My wife is really going to be not happy
yeah.
with
Yeah,
that.
it's one of the
Right.
dish that people like. We sell a lot of this
Yeah.
dish.
So
we
it's
have plenty of
What's
the
it
other
called,
dish.
John? Because I haven't.
Chicken Vincenzo.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a
Okay,
sauteed chicken. It's got the crab meat. It's got
I've
shrimp,
never had
tomato.
that. I think I found a new
basil.
favorite.
I'm
It's a big seller. People
Yeah.
like it a lot. Yes.
pick
Because
from.
it got a little taste of the shore with the seafood on top,
Yeah.
right? And then you got the
Yeah,
chicken.
seafood, and it also has mushroom too as
All
well.
right, so I'm picking from it, so I get a little bit of everything. It's another beautiful looking. It's another beautiful looking
It
dish
is
as well.
not gluten free.
No, I could tell.
Not for you, it's
I
Kari.
see. That's okay. It looks amazing. I mean, I could pick a shrimp off.
Yeah, take a shrimp. So at least you
take
can
a
get.
Yeah, but it's coated in flour.
coated, yeah.
Are you allergic
The
to
shrimp-
gluten free?
No, I but choice.
Just
so
the
I'm
choice,
gonna do
okay.
a shrimp. I should be okay with the shrimp. I got
Okay.
it.
Yeah, because I told people if you're
Yeah.
gluten free, like we
yeah,
do
some
cater
people
to
are
gluten free, but we make sure
the
we
cross contamination can be.
make sure we don't cross contaminate. Use
That's
a different
important
pot.
though, because there
you know,
are people that it really
utensils.
affects.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle choice. It's been that for almost 10 years now, and it's been a good one, good
Yeah,
lifestyle
good.
change for me. So I go with it, but I never worry too much about the cross contamination. So let's go
okay.
with the
That's
shrimp.
The I'll tell you this: the crab meat tastes great. The hold on, check out the chicken and the tomato.
I'm enjoying. I chewed in the microphone. I'm sorry, everybody. And it was a shrimp, but it was delicious.
Wow, this is amazing, John. Great.
Yeah.
Father Mazz, you never had this one, huh?
I never had this one.
No.
No.
Eye opener day for everybody.
Yeah.
So what's the sauce made out of?
It's a lemon and wine sauce and chicken stock.
That has a nice subtle flavor to it. The chicken is so delicate, even though it's breaded. It's not hard or anything like that. It
Yeah.
has a nice soft breading to it. The crab meat was really good. I have to try the.
Yeah, and here at Carini Restaurant, we use the young chicken. It's more money, but it's a more tender chicken. So we try to get
Smart.
what they call a baby chicken. It's like between 4 and 5 ounce breast. Yeah, so it's more tender.
You can really tell.
Yeah.
That really jumps off the fork. Wow, that was really good.
Amazing.
Father, how are you not 500 pounds? Are showing
He has a
excellent
secret.
He
self-control.
maintains
He
good
has
because, like I
secrets.
say, he's here almost every week, so
Wow.
he's holding his
Yeah.
weight pretty good.
Well, I try to be really disciplined, with my eating habits. So I generally eat once a day,
Oh,
and
you are disciplined.
And it's here.
I wish it were here every day, but it's once a week, generally.
Generally once a
Sometimes
week, yeah.
maybe
He
more,
brings a lot
depending
of people.
how many
a lot
guests
of kids,
comes.
yeah.
Yep.
But no, it's wonderful.
No, I know a few of our friends back at home, if they've been down the shore and visited with you, this is where they've come and they've raved about it as well.
And they remember the name of it, and they ask if they could come back here.
Yep. Take me to that place again, Carini's. So good.
I'll be recommending it from here on out. And if you wonder if it's Sicilian, you can't miss it because there's a giant map of Sicily on one of the walls, so it's definitely
with
Sicilian.
a star pointing to where it is.
That's right. Yeah, look at that.
It's only 10 minutes away from the ocean.
Yeah.
I like it. That's actually, this is a perfect little marriage here.
Is that why you chose Wildwood, your family, when they...
No, we came here in 1985. Was a friend of the family used to own Sal's Pizza.
Okay.
And
is that on the boardwalk?
No. It's down here. It's only a mile away from here. It's New Jersey Avenue.
Okay.
It's like not even a mile from the Carini Restaurant. And he called me. He knew my dad. And they called us to... he called my dad and my uncle if they wanted buy his business.
Yeah.
So, and that's a decision that my father made and my uncle because they had their own work in Italy. Construction and painting, and they used to do all that. Yeah. So they decide, because my brother was here before us, and he didn't want to come back home again because he was here living with my grandfather and grandmother in Trenton.
Yeah.
And they had a pizzeria there. So he came here, and then he stayed here for 4 years. So he didn't want to come back home. So my father made a decision, you know what, why don't we all move to the United States? And that's how we got to come here in Wildwood.
Oh, wow.
I love that.
But a little far from Trenton. So did you get to see your brother much? Or?
Oh, no, he moved. We all came here, bought
too.
Sal's Pizza, and we all worked together for a long time.
And you were on the cook? You were the cooking on the grill?
I was the kitchen guy all the time, yeah. Me and my
13.
mom worked in the kitchen. My dad was making pizzas, and my brother was making pizzas and getting the counter.
Very nice.
Well, let's get we have about 4.5 minutes left.
All right, let's get this last one.
Dish out there.
I'll get it, John.
I like a priest. Yeah, it's the man who knows how to serve. I appreciate that.
Servant's heart all around.
I might give him a job.
I was going to say, he might got a waiter job.
Wearing the right color.
I know, they wear black here, so you got it, Father.
This is, so what is this, John?
This is a gluten-free penne puttanesca.
Yeah.
But we can make it with regular pasta, and it's basically is penne pastas and with the olives. You have a green, black olives, capers, fresh tomatoes, and a marinara sauce.
Amazing.
Toss it and serve over pasta, and put some fresh basil on top too.
Looks so
traditional.
hearty, like
it's a
the
traditional dish also from Sicily. It's not a regular dish that you get everywhere.
Yeah, I know. It's
traditional.
definitely. When you mentioned in the beginning, I was like, I never heard that one, but I'll try it. It looks amazing.
That is an impressive grouping of olives too. You can tell that it's a traditional dish because of the way it's put together.
I think I mentioned to you, John, that my dad was from Sicily, Catania.
Yeah, you did mention that last time.
His parents, my grandparents.
So go ahead.
No, that's okay.
I was just going to say my family is from, I too am Italian. My family's from the north of Ireland.
Ireland, look at how Italian you are.
North of Italy.
So you're Italian, Irish Italian?
I am. That's exactly what I am. I'm Irish Italian.
Yeah.
But they were from the Lombardo part
Lombardo
of
side.
Yeah,
and we
part
are
of
the
Italy, so.
Amalfi Coast in the Palmieri side of the family.
I tell people I'm a Swiss Italian. I was born in Switzerland.
Oh,
Where are you
wow.
really?
Where are you?
Yeah, my father's immigrated for 11 years in Switzerland. In the early, probably 60s. And he was there until like 73, 74.
Wow.
And I was born there because my father and my mother worked there. And
So you're neutral in everything.
but I'm not a Swiss because you can be a Swiss in Switzerland. But, that's what I told everybody. I'm not an Italian. I'm Italian Swiss.
Yeah, that's funny.
Kari,
So good. It's so good.
You described it perfectly when you said it's hearty.
Yes.
So, I mean, okay, so imagine, to our listeners, imagine a bowl of rigatoni laced with, what, 2 different olives, right?
Yeah, black olives, green olives, and the capers.
And the capers.
Fresh tomatoes.
And then tomatoes are so
basil,
good, too.
and marinara sauce. You toss it all together, and you put it over pasta.
It almost looks like like fall colors in a way. It's like remind me
it's
of the
a fall dish, yeah.
like it'd be a good because it's
delicious.
very
I never
hearty.
had this dish either. It's
No.
wonderful. It's on
We
the
have a lot of dishes.
It's
You
on
just-
the main menu, right? The
You,
regular
gotta,
menu.
you kind of come in every day and try different
I
ones.
guess I'm going to have to assume that burden.
That is really good, and I could absolutely see my Italian great grandmother would have made that exact dish because it is so good. Actually, our friends the quesos. I could see the quesos making that same dish. As a matter of
My
fact.
grandma is so happy from heaven right now. She's like, "Go, Kari! All your Italian's coming out." She was 100%. She loved making a good Italian dish.
Both of those olives are so good because olives can be tricky sometimes. So they can sometimes they don't necessarily work in a like. In some ways, I'd almost refer to this as a pasta salad. It's like the perfect combination of a hearty salad and even also for those of you who are listening. You heard that this was gluten-free noodles, gluten-free pasta.
What kind of Italian you are? Noodles.
I know. Well, okay. Listen, not all of our listeners are Italian. Gluten-free. It doesn't have
good.
that taste. It's either
No,
sometimes
this is
You have a good one.
It's rice. It's a rice noodle also. It's made for rice pasta.
You picked
but
a good
it's
one.
got a nice flavor.
and a good texture too. Sometimes those can be really hard.
Yep.
And this tastes great. Just kind of melts in your mouth like good pasta should. Oh boy, that's good.
And being Italian, of course, Italian food is my priority. But I have to say, also here, even like if you bring children, they love the cheeseburgers,
We
the
have
fries.
a lot of
The fries
kids'
are
meal too,
so
yes.
tasty, crispy, amazing.
Crispy fries, good Italian food, making kids happy, making adults happy, and of course, you also have alcohol here too, right?
We have a wine from a local winery. It's
Okay.
Natale Vineyard.
Nice.
We sell their wine here. So if anybody likes wine, we have 3 whites and 4 reds.
And a cappuccino
We
machine,
have
all that.
cappuccinos. We have
I've had that.
tiramisu. We have dark side of the moon, cheesecakes.
I'll have to stay after for
nice
dessert.
bendy desserts.
All right, I'm gonna have to start asking the two of you to invite me down here more. But when you're down here for your vacation, I expect
Absolutely.
hang out with Phil and you guys and JP. Well, listeners, thank you very much for joining us. John, thank you for feeding us and
Thank you
joining
so
us
much.
down here.
Thank you,
This
Mike,
was-
Kari, and Father Mazz for having me here.
No, it was our.
Coming to me and seeing
course,
me here at
yes.
Wildwood Crest, the Carini Restaurant at 9854 Pacific. And then my website is carinywc.com. Come and check us out. We serve all families. We're family people here, and we'd like to have everybody here aboard with us.
All
And
right.
if any of you were at my installation reception after the Mass, John catered it, and people are still talking about the food that day.
Well, that's what I like to hear.
It was
That's the
good.
way to close.
And I also catered the first time he came here. The school that did the
Yes.
catering. I
Yep.
did the catering.
That was it.
That
Yeah.
was your catering for first time
My
coming down here
installation,
last year.
which was in the church, the ceremony itself, but then we had the reception over at the school, Wildwood Catholic Academy.
Well, check them out. Carini's, Wildwood Crest. This is great. Thank you for having us. So wonderful.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us, and we'll be back again next week. See you, everybody.
God bless.
Bye.
Thank you.